Welcome, dear friends. Today we are going to learn about apoptosis. Apoptosis is a pathway of cell death. So we can say apoptosis is a programmed cell death. It is induced by a tightly regulated suicide program. The cells which are destined to die activate enzymes capable of degrading the cell's own nuclear DNA and nucleus and cytoplasmic proteins. Fragments of the apoptotic cells then break off, giving them the appearance that is responsible for the name called as apoptosis, which means falling off. The plasma membrane of the apoptotic cell remains intact, but the membrane is altered in such a way that the cell and its fragments become a weed targets for phagocytosis. The dead cell is rapidly cleared before its contents have leaked out, and therefore cell death by this pathway does not elicit an inflammatory reaction in the host. Whereas in case of necrosis, it is characterized by loss of membrane integrity, enzymatic digestion of the cells, leakage of cellular contents, and frequently inflammatory host reaction. Because in necrosis, as the cell is going to lose the membrane integrity, the internal cellular contents they are leaked out, and it induces inflammatory host reaction. Apoptosis and necrosis sometimes can coexist, and apoptosis induced by some pathologic stimuli may progress to necrosis. Now let's take a look towards the causes of apoptosis. Apoptosis serves to eliminate potentially harmful cells and cells that have outlived their usefulness. So we can say the cells who have performed their duties and now they are no longer required in the body, they undergo apoptosis. It is also a pathologic event when cells are damaged beyond repair, especially when the damage affects the cell's DNA or proteins. So, in these situations, the irreparably damaged cell is eliminated. It can occur in both pathologic and physiologic situations, whereas necrosis occurs in pathological condition only. So, this is the basic difference. Now, apoptosis in physiological situations. Death by apoptosis is a normal phenomena that serves to eliminate cells that are no longer needed or required and to maintain a steady number of various cells populations in the tissues. It is important in the following physiological situations. The first is during development for removal of excess cells during embryogenesis. Then during it also occurs during hormone dependent involution. Mostly it is seen in endometrium, ovary, breasts, etc. It is also observed when you need to maintain cell population in tissues with high turnover of cells such as skin, bowels, etc. Now, let's take a look towards the mechanism of apoptosis. Apoptosis results from the activation of enzymes called as caspases. Caspases is a cysteine protease that cleave protein after aspartic acid residue. It cleaves various targets. First, there is activation of the nucleases, which are responsible for DNA degradation. Other enzymes are also activated and which destroys the nucleoproteins and cytoskeleton proteins. There are two distinct pathways which converge on caspase activation called the mitochondrial pathway and the depth receptor pathway. These pathways can interact. They are generally induced after different conditions, involve different molecules, and serve distinct roles in physiology and disease. Now let's take a look towards the pathogenesis of actual apoptosis. Okay. Now, as I told you, there are two stages. One is called as the mitochondrial or the intrinsic pathway, and the second one is called as the death receptor pathway or the extrinsic pathway. Okay, here the key role in mitochondrial pathway is played by the mitochondria, whereas in case of death receptor pathway, the active role is played by the receptor ligand interaction, mostly the interaction of the fast with the TNS receptor. Okay, so whenever your cell, it undergoes cell injury, or there is growth factor withdrawal, or there is damage, DNA damage, or if there is protein misfolding, it gives a signal to the cell. Then inside the cell, BCL2 family sensors, they are activated. Now these sensors, they in turn activate the BCL2 family effectors, mostly the BAX and the BAK. Now these effectors, they act on the mitochondria, and from mitochondria is released cytochrome C and other pro-apoptotic proteins. Now here the important and the most interesting fact is that when cytochrome C is present inside the mitochondrial cell, at that time the cytochrome C is responsible for oxidative phosphorylation. Thus, we can say when cytochrome C is present inside the body, at that time it is beneficial, or it is supporting the body, or it's supporting the life. Okay, but when this cytochrome C comes out of this mitochondria, at that time this cytochrome C is going to initiate an apoptotic reaction. Okay, so the same substance, it is acting differently when its place is changed. When it is inside the mitochondria, at that time it is life saving. When it is outside the mitochondria, it is going to cause or produce apoptosis. Now these cytochrome C and other pro-apoptotic proteins, they are going to activate initiator caspases. Okay, so this is the pathway, okay, of the mitochondrial system. Okay, now let's take a look towards the fast tissue necrosis factor receptor ligand interaction. Okay, now these two pathways, they are going to merge from this step. Okay, so we'll take a look at how this receptor ligand interaction also causes apoptosis. The fast ligand, it comes and it binds with the tissue necrosis factor receptor. Then it produces adapter proteins activation. This adapter proteins in turn activate the initiator caspases. Then the initiator caspases activate the executioner caspases. Now, what is the role of this executioner caspases? They activate endonucleases. Okay, now endonucleases, they are responsible for fragmentation of the nucleus. Okay, also this executioner caspases, they are responsible for breakdown of the cytoskeleton. So in this way, the cell, it has started to undergo degradation, or we can say breakdown. Now a small bleb is developed on the outer membrane. Okay, one by one, all the constituents, the broken down products, they start to get accumulated in this bleb. Okay, so it is called as cytoplasmic bleb. Now this cytoplasmic bleb, it is going to show some type of ligands. Now these ligands, they are responsible, or they are sensors for the phagocytes. Okay, now slowly this cytoplasmic bleb, it is going to develop the ligand, and this is the apoptotic body. Now you have to see all the material, all the degraded material, okay, it is present inside this enclosed envelope. Okay, so no cellular content is going to leak out, and hence during apoptosis no host inflammatory reactions are observed. Okay, now this apoptotic body is um, is identified by the phagocyte, and this phagocyte is going to engulf that apoptotic body. So in this way, slowly all the degraded material is um, enclosed in the cytoplasmic bleb. It is going to form apoptotic body, and this apoptotic body is phagocyzed by this phagocyte. So the whole structure of the cell, it is going to collapse. So this is the pathway of apoptosis. Now the death of the cells that have, after surviving its function, that is the neutrophils, after inflammatory reaction, and death of lymphocytes after immune response. To eliminate immune cells after cytokine depletion and autoreactive T cells, These are the physiologic apoptosis examples. To eliminate cells with DNA damage by radiation, cytotoxic agents, etc. Cell death induced by cytotoxic T lymphocytes, that is defense mechanism against viruses and tumors. Now we'll see apoptosis and pathological conditions. Apoptosis eliminates cells that are genetically altered or injured beyond repair without eliciting a severe host reaction, thus keeping the damage as contained as possible. It occurs in following cases: DNA damage due to radiation, cytotoxic anti-cancer drugs, extremes of temperatures, and even hypoxia can damage DNA, either directly or via production of free radicals. Then, if there is accumulation of misfolded proteins, excessive accumulation of improperly folded proteins in the endoplasmic reticulum leads to a condition called as endoplasmic stress. It can also occur in case of cell injury in certain infections. If these infections are induced by virus or by the host immune response. Pathological atrophy in parenchymal organs after duct obstruction, such occurs in pancreas, parotid gland, and kidney. So this was all about apoptosis. Thank you for listening.